And it's going to be Bobble Zero. Looks like it's not King of the Hill style. I thought this was King of the Hill style, but it's going to be Bobble Zero versus his opponent, Brown Puncher. I actually guess I don't need this since I can't click on it and see anything at all. I'll try one more time, but I don't think Bobble. I'm just gonna pick one again, and it looks like I can see the building tab, but nothing else, so I guess we'll just forego this since we can just look at it from the production tab, and this will give you a much wider viewing angle of this game. We'll see how this one goes. And over here, Bobble Zero is going to be playing as the Zerg player. He is the normal pink or somewhat purplish Zerg player. His opponent is Brown Protoss over here, usually a color that we don't see on ladder. He is going to be walling off with his first pylon in a very strange position. Usually you put this back and be able to close this off with a gateway and a cybernetics core, but it looks like he's opting to add his pylon to the wall. We'll see how this works out for him. Bobble Zero over here going to be getting a couple of drones, and Doctor, he is completely correct about that last game. And if you haven't seen that last game, please go check it out. It was a pretty interesting game. Yeah, that was. I guess they're in a Skype chat somewhere. The IXC Maestro is now back. He will be able to challenge later on. Gateway coming up at the front, and the gas also coming up over here. It is slightly delayed. Hatch is coming up. For Bobble Zero, so no sort of cheesy-ish attack, sort of making roaches as with last game. We'll see how well this works out for Bobble Zero. He should be grabbing his spawning pool right now. There's the spawning pool coming up, and over here Brown Puncher is going to be grabbing a cybernetics core in just a second. He hasn't mined any gas, so this is the no gas cybernetics core build. I have no idea what he's doing. Maybe this guy is just bad. And it looks like they're talking about this map is too big for the 7 roach rush to work. And how will you defend it? It looks like outer repair, SCV pull, 1 tank. Yeah, it's true. He had Hellions, so he had like 1 tank. He can, yeah, the pressure would have been immense from that push. And it looks like over here the spawning pool is going to be finishing up, and the gas coming out as well. 7 roach rush is 2 all in for that. And Brown Puncher finally grabbing the gas. I think he's gonna be losing this game. His tech is delayed. He has 300 in the bank. He's walled himself in. Gonna be throwing down a couple of gateways over here. 2 gateways coming up, maybe going for a 4th. And looks like another pylon coming up as he is almost supply blocked. Everything over here is just looking a little bit late. The second gas coming up, this could have come up like minutes ago. So we do have Azella out in the front, and our Zerg player is in a great position. The probe is trying to check everything out over here, and he can just drone very hard since our Protoss player is so far behind. He's now chrono boosting the warp gate tech. He's also got this gas coming up, and looks like some lag. And so we're gonna be waiting for a while. We'll see if he decides to drop. The warp gate research is about halfway complete. And the queen is coming up. And looks like Maestro will be dropping in just a second. I was saying that everything was so delayed, I didn't realize that the players can actually see this chat over here. Brown Puncher says thanks. Sorry about that. We have the gas almost finished, so we'll be finishing as soon as Maestro leaves the game. And there he is, he's leaving the game, and resources that he gathers will be split among allies. And over here, the Queen is just about to finish. Metabolic boost on the way for Babla Zero, and a couple of Zerglings going to be poking to the front to see exactly what's going on. As of this point in the game, I mean, Warp Gate research isn't too far behind, but he had to spend a lot of energy just scanning there, and those few Zerglings can probably actually take out that Zealot if he's not careful. Looks like that Zealot is going to be losing some health. Going to go back onto the ramp. The Zerglings still chasing after him. Looks like the Zerglings will be forced out of here, and looks like the robotics bay facility is on the way for Brown Puncher. He's got a Stalker popping out over here, as well as another pylon coming out, and there's the warp gate tech finish, but still not warping that one in. Looks like another Stalker going to be warping in over here, and the double gas being taken by Babla Zero. We'll see what kind of tech he's going for. He needs to morph that lair real soon if he was going for those Mutalisks. He's getting a couple additional Stalkers out onto the field, and looks like he's going to be breaking down his own wall so he can get access to the outside world. Immortal now on the way for Brown Puncher. This is so strange, and our Zerg player is easily taking a third base. And looks like this creep is spreading out over here by Babla Zero. He's going to have a nice connection to his third base as soon as it is complete. He actually has a queen dedicated to spreading that creep, also getting those vomits off in a fairly well done fashion, except for this one guy over here. Looks like a Zergling is going to be seeing this push. There's one Immortal and a couple of Zealots, as well as four Stalkers, and we'll see if Babla Zero is going to be able to hold this off. He actually hasn't done much in terms of making any units at all, so he needs to get those units out into the field as soon as possible. 18 Zerglings on the way. He needs to get additional vomits down. He needs to get a queen over here and throw down some additional vomits. Looks like the creep is going to be spreading out over here. The Protoss army is getting into position. The pylon over here is very late. Additional units going to be rushing across the field. 4 warp gates, as well as additional Immortals on the way to be able to do this push. More Zerglings popping out for our Zerg player, so the more time he gets here, the more ability he's going to have to be able to defend this, and the less chance that our Brown Protoss player will be able to win this. And looks like those Zerglings are going to be headed out over here, and they will be able to run into that Protoss army. They are going to get taken out a little bit. 8 drones getting started. Oh no! Our Zerg player is going to be in a huge amounts of trouble. He's got these 2 spine crawlers coming up. He needs to get additional spine crawlers up immediately if he wants to be able to hold this off. Looks like our Protoss player is going to give our Zerg player a little bit more time. More Zerglings going to be coming out, and yeah, so this is really bad, and more Zerglings popping out, and looks like the Protoss army is still dilly-dallying. Oh my gosh, this time he's giving to our Zerg players just way too much, especially not making any drones for a while. It's going to be able to hold us off so easily, and this looks like the Stalkers are going to be running in here, and more Zerglings on the way. They're going to be parking themselves on the ramp. He needs to throw down a couple of spine crawlers maybe to be able to hold this off, and Overlord is checking things out over here. Looks like additional Stalkers being warped in, and Brown Puncher is going to be going for that expansion, and a huge surround by those Zerglings. Going to be able to take this army down fairly easily. All of those units are falling so fast, and looks like our Zerg player will be able to defend against this push. And 34 more Zerglings in production. It does not matter if all of those Zerglings get taken out. There's an Immortal that is stuck over there. Looks like the Zerglings abandoned attacking it for a while. And looks like our Protoss player is going to be losing it with this very bad build. If you've been watching those tutorial series, do not use this build. And we've got that third base is up and mining for Babla Zero, so he has such a strong economy. A couple of Zealots getting caught over here as well. This pylon and probe will be going down, and our Protoss player has absolutely no army right now, so this is really bad. Let's take a look at the army tab. 41 units for our Protoss player. It looks like all of the units going to be getting in here, and there's nothing our Protoss player can actually do about it. He's spending the chrono boosts on those probes. He knows he's in trouble. Looks like this natural expansion will be going down. GG from Brown Puncher, and this game goes to Bobble 0. We're going to be seeing who's going to be playing next. I guess this is sort of like a DC area type game here. A lot of these people are from the Washington DC area, so shout out to all of the people who are part of the group Maryland Gamers on Facebook. So go ahead and check that out if you guys are interested in that group. And we're going to be waiting to see who plays next, so I'm going to be breaking this part off again, so be sure to check out the next video and also the one that came before this one.